Often in fishing, people use slang and terminology to describe stuff, whether it be fishing a certain way, a certain area, a certain peg. Now, it can be quite confusing if you're not up to date or in tune with them people or know what they're actually on about. So I've decided to do a brand new series talking about all the little quirky things which can catch you more fish. So if you want to know about the first one, fishing out your hand, let's go and see what it's all about. Now, fishing out your hand, what does it really mean? Well, to break it down, it simply means fishing either maggots, casters or pellets through the water, trying to catch fish shallow, maybe an odd fish on the bottom. Now, for me, the best bait for this is casters. Ideally, in this time of year, you can see it's bright sun today, there's a nice warm wind blowing down. The fish are going to feed really aggressively shallow. So this is what my rig represents this perfectly. I've got a nice inline dibber, just set about 10 or 12 inches deep. Short hook length of 3 inches, GPMB 18011, little bait band or medium bait band so I can slide my caster on with ease, a 2 number 11 dibber, just 2 number 11s on top of the float, short piece of line between the pole tip and the float, and a nice 11s hollow elastic. So what it really means is fishing out your hands. So like obviously you can be able to throw bait aggressively, you can feed it quite quickly, you can manipulate it, you can be a lot more tighter than accurate than you can with obviously a catapult, and this obviously helps when catching F1s. So ideally scenario, it's just a simple F1 fishing at short range. You can see there now we've obviously primed it up and it's absolutely ridiculous, but you can see how quick and efficient that can be. You can imagine late on in the match, sort of like last hour sort of scenario, this is where the fish are going to come, feed aggressively. You might have caught a few on the bottom and then all of a sudden the fish might have come off the bottom, give you some liners, and you're catching out your hand. Now, that's what we're going through today. Sort of stuck in the net, that one. But as I say, that bait band's there. Nice little caster's still on. So you can just be really fast and efficient with this sort of fishing. You can flick your rig in, slap it around, get your bait right over the top of it. Now, one thing you can do is sometimes you can feed a bit too regular. So you need to slow yourself down a bit sometimes as well. That's what's really important. Just let your rig do the work. Make the noise with your rig. Flip your rig over. You can play around with different scenarios, different ways of feeding. And then all of a sudden, there you go. I hardly fed there and then all of a sudden I've made a bit of noise with my rig and the fish has come up and intercepted my caster. So now, like I said, if you do get a big fish on, you could literally loose feed a few again. And if you need to, you can feed some pellets. I say, keep everything nice and accurate. And it's just fantastic fishing. It just leads itself to sort of like perfect F1 fishing. You can see we're really lively today. Obviously the water's so warm, the fish are so active. Now, say if it was a cooler, I'd probably look to use maggots there because I can get a little run on the bottom as well. But in this sort of like time scenario, this sort of like time frame of the year, I think casters are absolutely unbeatable, especially when you're fishing for like even like silverfish there, like skimmers, eyes, odd F1s, and then obviously some F1s late, but you can be really fast and effective. You're seeing there, nice short line, you can be really in contact with your float. Now it depends how far you can throw them. Some people might be able to throw them 4 meters, some people might be able to throw them 6-7 meters. Now I've just gone for a nice little distance today of like, I've got a short kit, a short 3 and two sections, so that's probably what, 5 meters out, would say. It'd be like top kit and 2 if you were using a long 3 and a long kit, but there you go. And just keep everything tight. You can just see like it's just perfect example of how fast and effective it can be. As where if you're fishing a little bit further, you've got to ship out, get the time. Now depth can be really important. Obviously you don't need to fish dibbers all the time. That's just a scenario. Love the F1, that one. Just a scenario where I'm thinking about fishing shallow because obviously it's so warm today. It's probably probably 20 odd degrees, high 20 degrees, probably high nearly 30, and it's obviously got a nice warm wind coming down. The fish are feeding active. Obviously the water's been warm for a long time now. The fish are post spawning as well, which I think really helps. So all they want to do is get on the feed and get really active. See, I've got some swirls and stuff there now. They are ridiculous sort of fishing, but you can see, well, that's the sort of scenario you can get, whether it be the same sort of scenario with there's a lot of shallow down the edge fishing. Like last week, I think there was a festival at Western Pools, and a lot of their weights were caught shallow down the edge, which is exactly the same thing of what I'm doing here now. It'd just be to sort of like a nice reed bed or cover down the edge, a little bit deeper water. That's the key thing with it, having the depth. So having 3 to 4 foot is ideal. Anything deeper obviously going to help you, because obviously you can get more fish in your peg and it's going to prone itself to shallow fishing. But this sort of style of fishing, I just love fishing like this. It's just brilliant fishing, just nice, fast, aggressive fishing. Them F1s are beautiful. We're here. Obviously been doing some filming, if you haven't guessed it already, by the Blue Lakes. Here at Woodlands View, up on the hay pool, just out the way at the top, and it's been a fantastic fishing. So many F1s in this venue. It's just a lovely way of catching some fish. You just make a little bit of noise, try and starve them on the up now. So I'll just feed like 5 casters, create a bit of noise. Imagine them fish coming up and eating them. Missed that bite. And you could have a little run of just feeding a few casters. Boom, there you go. That's the thing, when the fish turn up, it's such fast, aggressive fish, and you can see how fast I'm actually catching them, and I'm not really like missing loads of bites or trying really hard to catch them. Just everything's in right. I've got the inline F1 dibber on, I've got a nice soft elastic so the fish glides out the peg, I've got my short kit, short free, 2 sections, just throwing a few casters in, and whether you're fishing matches or you just fancy a day catching a few fish shallow, there's no better way than fishing out your hand with some bait like this. So catching F1s like this. So just try and catch a couple more for you. Now you could use pellets or maggots, but I just think casters at this time of year, especially if you can get a hold of them, you don't need loads. You don't need 10, 12, 15 pints like people talk about. Literally 5 or 6 pints will be generally enough for a match or a little session. You can use a lot less. You just need to feed less. Look at that, it's ridiculous now. You can just feed less bit regular. Often you find people feed a lot of mats of casters when they're feeding multiple lines. Western literally put like a ban on, not a ban, I'd say a limit on, for 6 pints, and you find yourself rarely using over 5, to be honest, unless you were fishing a couple of lines. But look at the size of this F1. But yeah, you can just have a nice little day. You can feed a few bits of bait. Look at this. I'm having a cracking session here. Look at that, that's a proper one, that one. Look at that one. Can't even get it. I'll try and get hold of him for you. I know you can see him, but nice to show him up. Look at that. Nice F1 on the caster's shallow. You can't beat it. So we'll have one more and then we'll call it a day, but that's just a thing to keep you in the loop sort of thing, what people are going on about, because obviously you can hear things in tackle shops, matches, club matches, shops all over the country, and just the little abbreviations can be really difficult to understand if you're new to match fishing. So why not go through the abbreviations, see what we can catch. And obviously we're having a great day on the caster's shallow here at Woodlands View. There you go, then you have to strike them. Look at that one. Some say it'd be hook a duck, but there's no ducks involved, just a few casters, an F1 dibber and some F1s at the end. So brilliant fishing. If it's not for you, oh well, because I enjoy this sort of fishing. It's brilliant. Look at that. Oh. Once you have a day catching these shallow at 6 metres at the windward end of an F1 lake, you can't beat it. So another F1. Oh, bang on top of that as well. Lovely. So another F1. I'm going to chuck him back. I'm going to have a couple hours fishing now. Put some few more F1s in there. So I hope you've understood that. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.